this video, we're going to review writing equations of lines in slope-intercept form. There are times when you will need to write the equation in standard form, and I'll review that, but for the most part, we'll be leaving it in slope-intercept form. So before we dive into the problems, let's kind of review over the formulas and forms that you're going to be using. So first of all, you have slope-intercept form, and in slope-intercept form, that's where you're going to have y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. The next thing you're going to use is standard form, and that is ax plus by equals c, and a has to be a positive whole number, so it can't be negative and it cannot be a fraction or a decimal. And you need to be able to go back and forth between slope-intercept and standard. To solve the problem, so when we are given the information and we want to solve this problem, we want to use what's called point-slope form. And that is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And then finally, we're going to need to use the slope formula to find the slope between 2 points. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Also a reminder, remember that parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocals. Meaning that if you have a line that has a slope of 3/4, then your perpendicular slope is going to be negative 4/3. You change the sign and you flip it over. Alright, so there are some different types of problems that you will see with this. The first problem that's up there has a slope of 4/5 and goes through the point 5, 3. So they have given you a point and they have given you a slope. So this is where we're going to use point slope form and we're going to plug it in. So we're going to do y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're going to do y minus 3 equals 4/5 x minus 5. So you're plugging in your slope and your ordered pair. Okay, now we're going to distribute that 4/5. So y minus 3 equals 4/5 x. You're going to distribute the 4/5, so you're also multiplying that by -5. So that's going to give you -4. Then we're going to add 3. So you're going to get y equals 4/5 x minus 1. Now, if the directions say leave in slope-intercept form, you are finished. If the direction said leave in standard form, that is when you would move this 4/5 over and you would get -4/5 x plus y equals -1. And your a value cannot be negative or a fraction, so we need to clear this by -5. We're clearing it by negative to make the a positive, and we're clearing it by 5 because that's the denominator. So you would multiply this entire equation by -5, and that's going to give you 4x minus 5y equals 5. So for slope-intercept, you would stop here. For standard, you would go all the way to here. And the directions will tell you what to do on your test. In the next example, they give you 2 ordered pairs. So you don't have a slope. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to find a slope and then plug everything into point slope form. So let's find a slope first. So slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you're going to say -3 plus 5, because it's minus a -5, over 1 plus 5, which is going to give me 2 over 6, which reduces to 1/3. If you don't reduce it, it's going to give you the same answer, but in your final answer, it would be better if it was reduced. All right, so we have our slope. So we're going to pick either ordered pair. It does not matter which one. I'm just going to pick the second one. You can pick either one. So y plus 3 equals 1/3 x minus 1. Distribute the 1/3. And then we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. And you're going to get y equals 1/3 x minus 10 over 3. Now, for the test, you're using your calculator. So in your calculator, in your big Inspire, you can do control divide. So you do control divide, negative 1/3 minus 3. All right, the second types that we have down here at the bottom. So we're writing the equation of the line. Now at the bottom, we're writing an equation that is parallel to something or perpendicular to something. Okay, so let's start off with parallel. So we know that parallel lines have the same slope. Well, this line has a slope of negative 3/4. So our parallel line is also going to have a slope of negative 3/4. And it goes through the ordered pair 4, 2. So you're going to say y minus 2 equals negative 3/4 x minus 4. Y minus 2 equals negative 3/4 x plus 3. You're distributing this out. Y equals negative 3/4 x plus 5. So you're moving this 2 to the other side. All right, and the last one is perpendicular. So if it's perpendicular, you're going to take your slope, you're going to change the sign, and you're going to flip it over. So we're going to take negative 5 over 2, and the perpendicular slope is going to be positive 2 over 5. Change the sign and flip. Plugging it into point slope form. Distribute your 2/5. Then you're going to subtract 3 from both sides. Y equals 2 over 5x minus 23 over 5. Now, in the packet, and then sometimes in a problem that I give you, they will ask you to write the equation of a line that is perpendicular to 3x plus 2y equals 4. And so you have to get your slope from standard form. Okay, so as a reminder, ax plus by equals c. If you want to get the slope of that line without putting it in slope-intercept form, your slope would be negative a over b, and your perpendicular slope would be b over a. So you can either memorize those or you can put it in slope-intercept form and find the slope. So in this case, if it's perpendicular to 3x plus 2y equals 4, then you just do b over a. So your perpendicular slope would be 2 over 3.